Yeah, it's all in,
Okay.
yeah. I was so this is the um it's AWS used to have this as its own thing, the AWS Security Incident Response Technical Guide. It's now been merged into the service called Security Incident Response that I mentioned earlier from AWS, the user guide. So you've got sort of two sections. One, the user guide, and then I'll zoom in a little bit, as well as the technical guide, which walks you through like how do you prepare your people, your processes, what kind of operations during a security event should you be keeping track of, and what do you do after the event. The main thing I wanted to point, like this is a great guide. If you're just developing your security incident response framework, definitely look through this. It's got a good outline that you can start with, and some really good details that are also touched on in that well-architected framework review. But then the one thing I wanted to point out was this Appendix B, these incident response resources. Good resources, all of these. I just wanted to specifically mention this framework for incident response playbooks. Is meant to be just an example repo of like, here are all the playbooks that we've created, and you can build on this over time. But in here already, like if you go to docs, there are some good example ones, say like ransomware response on an EC2 instance. It is meant to be a template, right? So fill in these as you can. But it has, here are the ways to prepare yourself for this type of event. Here are some ways to use AWS config. Here's how you detect this. Here's how you identify this. Here's some ways to isolate an instance. And there are all kinds of different scenarios here. So like,
slick.
Yeah, it's fun. Is it fun to just go through these and kind of see like, what have we talked about already with our team? What have we covered? What can we do? This is a really good way to both prepare and just start to have some of those discussions with whoever on your team you might be working with for that sort of thing. So great resources, definitely use them.
That's beautiful. No,